So there are 5 stages in trading. I call them the 5 psychological stages in trading that almost everyone goes through before they probably become profitable. We are going to talk about these stages because from the bottom of my heart, I genuinely really want every single person listening to me right now to know that the only thing standing between you and your success is time and knowledge. You're going to get there eventually, but you're going to go through some psychological stages. Now, let's talk about stage number 1. I call that the unconscious incompetence. Now, this stage is where it's perfectly normal. Think about it this way. You saw an ad on Instagram or probably maybe on TV, and they were talking about trading, how you can become successful with trading, maybe stocks, whatnot. So at that moment, it met you, let's say quote unquote being broke. You're like, oh my God, I have to also try this trading thing. So you started, not because you understand what it takes, but because you wanna make money. And there is nothing wrong with that. But you're unconsciously aware of how incompetent you are because you don't know what it takes. Now, a lot of us go through that. I did the same thing. For example, bought my first car, Jaguar, and I'll forget. I didn't buy it because I knew about cars. I bought it because they were like, hey, Jaguar is cool, so I bought the car. Now, when I bought this car, I didn't know how much it was gonna take to service it. I didn't know how much the engine consumption even was. I just bought it. Guess what happens? I sold the car later on because I couldn't manage the car. So I didn't ask questions. I didn't try to find, reasons why this car is even the best car to use. So that is how most of us do everything. Now, the unconscious incompetence stage is a stage where a lot of people mostly become heartbroken, depressed because they probably lost something they didn't plan to lose, angry at whoever that the adverts they saw on TV. So let's say if the advert was that good, so it made them bought whatever they bought. And then now they're like, you are the reason why I lost my money. So people get angry. They now say, I'm not going to do this anymore. And they quit. Now, those that don't quit, we'll move on to the next stage. I call that the conscious incompetence. Now, those people, they are highly aware that, hey, consciously, now I know I'm not competent. All right. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the information. I don't know what I'm doing. And those people, what normally happens to them is that most of them will probably live in denial, or they will become humble and admit to themselves that, listen, there is more to do. So when I say in denial, they know they are incompetent, but they let hope. Man, let me still keep on doing this. I'm pretty much sure that one day I will wake up in the morning and I see blues and I'm making money in the financial market. It doesn't work like that. So that stage, only few move from the second stage to the third stage. I call that the aha moment. You see, the aha moment is where you're like, okay, now I came into the space. I was unconsciously aware that, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. So unconsciously incompetence. Then you were like, okay, you know what? I don't want to quit this trading thing. I don't want to quit this thing. So I'm going to guess. Now I've become consciously aware that, listen, I'm incompetent about this. But now I'm going to go for knowledge. So now you start seeking. You start asking, hey, what is trading really is all about? Am I really even going to make money in this trading thing? So now you're asking for things that will give you light bulb moment. Things that will be like, oh, so that is why the market moves up and down. Oh, so that stage you say, oh, a lot. So it's called the aha moment. Now at this stage, I promise you only few people get there. Because let's be honest here. The person didn't start with the right mindset. They just wanted to make money. So they didn't make money. Now they are angry. So they're going to be like, to hell with this whole experience. Now, the people that don't have a choice, probably because they are angry enough to say, listen, my money has to come out of this. So they're going to basically just go ahead and say, okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't just quit too soon. But they don't also have the right mindset anyways. It's more of, okay, you know what? I don't want to quit. I want my money back. So they are in denial, hoping they will get their money back, and they never want to learn. But then only few people go to the aha moment. They want to learn. They are humble. They ask questions. They want to submit to leadership, and they are coachable. So they start getting the right answers. It's called the aha moment. Now, during the aha moment, one of the most interesting things about that is that you start getting things that makes you laugh. So the moment that you start laughing at the things you used to think it was, and it wasn't, it means you are getting light. I always tell people this, that when we say light, I always keep on saying light a lot. What am I talking about? Light, to me, is like this. So let's say both of you, right? Let's say you and I, we are talking, and then me comes and around and says, hey Cliff, thank you so much for every single thing you did for me, right? So me and you are gisting. So he doesn't know. So when he came in, we were all smiling and we're like, oh yeah, Nee, that is all great, we appreciate you so much, And so what happened next was when he left, he left his phone here and then he decided to come back again to get a phone. So when he came, you and I were talking about him, but we didn't know he was coming. So we said things that made him know that, wow, so this is what they actually think of me. So maybe you'll be like, oh man, this guy, he's all capping. So that is what you heard. Now, no matter how many things we said about you in front of you that was nice, what you heard that we didn't know you were hearing is going to override all that you heard, and it will cancel everything you feel about us. It's called the light movement. So it cancels all darkness. It reveals to you what really isn't there. So that is what light bulb movement is. It makes you, so now imagine if you come and be like, hey guys, and we're like, we appreciate you. You are never going to believe it. People are like, oh man, I know exactly how you feel about me. Light. So when you now hear something in the aha moment place and light comes into your head, there is no way you can now accept a lie. For example, trading is a get rich quick scheme. You know it's a lie. Nah, it's not. Why? Because experience. You have gotten the light. I know it's not. It's a business, just like coffee shop, just like a restaurant, just like anything else. So one thing people need to understand is this, is that the aha moment is really a pivotal stage. And you only get there with humility and being ready to be coachable. That means you need to be ready to unlearn, relearn, and keep learning. Then the fourth stage is what we call the conscious competence. Now, you've gotten some understanding about the system, the knowledge. You now understand how brokers work. You now understand that trading has some misconceptions. Get rich quick scheme, you can make money anytime you want, all the blah, blah, blah. Now you know that there are false knowledge and there are the truth. So now you are becoming consciously competent about the systems of the industry. Now you understand you have to treat it like a business. You need to respect risk management. You need to apply proper psychology, mindset, self-assessment. Now you understand all of that. You need to trade in systems. So now you are consciously becoming competent about that. I'll give you an example. It's like how when everybody's learning how to drive a car. In the beginning, you are consciously aware of the road. It's like, two hands. You don't put your hand out the window. Why? Because, man, you don't want to know, so two hands, you are consciously competent. You are good, but you are too conscious. So that stage is a stage where now you understand the systems. And you respect the systems and you apply the systems through knowledge, revelation, and understanding. Then the last stage is what we call the unconscious competence. Now you are unconsciously even don't know how you do what you do. It's how you ride a bike. It's how now you drive and you can be listening to music with no fear driving. Now you're unconscious. You don't even know how you're doing it. It's the same way you brush your teeth. In the beginning, remember, I was thinking about this earlier on as like when we used to be kids, tying shoes were very difficult. Like you don't even know how to, match it all up. But then now like, you're done. Why? Because you are unconsciously so competent that you do it without thinking. Now your subconscious mind has received all the information needed for you to succeed in the trading space. So what am I trying to say in this conversation? That I don't know where you are right now as a trader, whether you just got started 2 weeks ago or whether you saw an ad and you came across this video, because you know how YouTube works. The moment you start talking about something, you see the video coming up. So I don't know how, or when you got started, but one thing that I can tell you for sure is this: you have to be mentally ready for these psychological stages. Why? Because it's what is going to help you to know that even though it doesn't look like I'm winning, I know that what is standing between me and my success is time and knowledge. And the experience you allow yourself to go through eventually makes you become successful. And one more thing I want people to understand is this: no matter how you read, if you run away from the experience, you will never become successful. Imagine if I give you 10 kg worth of knowledge in a book about the gym, but you never go to the gym. But every day you read about 50 kg, you read about 100 kg. In fact, you read about all the bench presses, but you never go to the gym. There's no way you're going to become buff. Is that correct? The same way if, let's say, I give you a swimming book, perfect book, written by one of the most best swimmers in the world. So every day you read this book for 15 years. I promise you, after 15 years, the first day you will jump in the pool, you will still drown. You know why? Because the only way to learn how to not drown is to come out of drowning. So a lot of people are running away from the experience that comes with trading, and so they never become traders. So the most important thing I want anybody listening to me right now, without the exception of those here in this room, is to listen to me on this. You are going to become a profitable trader, but you need to understand that running away from the experiences only elongates your journey. So accept the psychological stages you're going to go through, prepare for them, be ready for them, and know that eventually you will get to the fifth stage. And what is the fifth stage? The unconscious competence. So one thing that I don't usually do is I never tell people to subscribe to this channel, but I just realized that in order for us to reach millions of people with this channel, then I need to start telling you guys to support this channel by subscribing, liking, share it, and commenting. And guess what, guys? I will see you guys in the next video.